This is News 4 Tucson, live at 5:30.
We want to start out with some breaking news. Tucson Police and Border Patrol on the scene of a traffic stop.
It is happening right now at 22nd Street in Columbus. News 4 Tucson's Sam Salzwedel is live at the scene. He has the latest. What can you tell us, Sam?
And it all ended pretty much right where I'm standing just about 1 hour ago. Let's get straight to that video. This is video of Border Patrol agents basically ripping two women out from underneath an unmarked Border Patrol vehicle. Now, I called Tucson Police, and this is what they tell me happened. Around 2:45, they pulled somebody over for making an improper right turn here near 22nd in Columbus. The police say that driver admitted to being in the country illegally, so police had the car impounded and called Border Patrol. Border Patrol placed that driver in custody, but in the meantime, that driver or somebody who knew that driver apparently notified sort of a network of protesters who showed up, and there was quite a few people on both sides of the scene here, lots of TPD officers, lots of Border Patrol here, all trying to figure out what to do. They eventually took those women out from under the car and had them arrested, and these people have done this before where they've protested Tucson Police for contacting Border Patrol in these types of situations. Now, back out here live, we did talk to Tucson Police about these incidents before, and they will always say that when it comes to SB 1070, they do not have a choice. There is no officer discretion when it comes to enforcing Arizona's immigration law, SB 1070. Of course, these protesters would disagree, and they plan on protesting again tomorrow at Tucson Police Headquarters. Reporting live near 22nd in Columbus, I'm Sam Salzwedel, News 4 Tucson.
All right, thank you, Sam, and we'll bring you more information as we get it here into the newsroom. We move on now, though, and what should have been a quality time for a father and daughter turned into a nightmare. It
happened just south of Tucson, where a man and his daughter almost drowned in a water basin. News 4 Tucson's Dominica Fuller has details, new at 5:30.
The accident happened here earlier today at this nursery where a father saved his daughter from nearly drowning.
A 10-year-old girl was reportedly driving a golf cart with her father when it slid into the water retention system of the nursery. The father saved his daughter from the water basin and then turned around to get the golf cart out of the water as well. And that's when he ended up being submerged himself.
The little girl came over and said, "Can I use your phone?" So I lent her my phone. She called 911. She was crying all the time. And, well, I don't know. They went over there and they said somebody was in the pond, in the water.
The father is in critical condition tonight after being submerged in the water until help arrived.
Initially, they had pulled out the golf carts because it was reported that he was in there. When they got it above the water level and recognized he wasn't, that's when they actually went into the water to find him. And it was only a few minutes to actually find him.
The 10-year-old girl is said to have no injuries.
That was News 4 Tucson's Dominica Fuller reporting. Stay with News 4 for the latest on the father's condition.
The area affected by the boil water advisory in Hereford is now updated. East Slope Water Company tells News 4 Tucson those affected live south of Camino Principal, north of Camino Segundo, west of San Pedro Avenue, and east of Highway 92. That's about 150 to 300 people. The water company revealed samples will be pulled tomorrow and taken to a lab. That's where they'll disinfect it with chlorine and flush it until there's no residue left. That takes about 16 hours. The water is expected to be good to drink by Tuesday afternoon. The deer fire burning in the Rincon Mountains is now 55% contained this evening, although it did grow slightly to nearly 1,100 acres. The fire is still active on the eastern flank, so crews are working to keep the blaze from spreading to the historic Manning Camp. The fire was sparked by lightning last month.
Meantime, in the Northwest, fires continue to rage across Washington, Oregon, and California. This video of one just north of San Francisco, where 8 firefighters suffered minor burns while battling it. 6 communities there have been evacuated with dozens of structures threatened. There's about 16 large blazes throughout the Northwest that are uncontained as of right now. And while Arizona has had its share of wildfires this year, those numbers have been low compared to what states in the Northwest have been dealing with. With personnel to spare, Arizona is spending a well-equipped crew to help out. 25 firefighters from the Coronado National Forest Crew 5 loaded up today for a 3-day drive to Kettle Falls, Washington to assist in efforts to control fires in that area. The crew is made up of firefighters from Douglas and Nogales. Once there, that team will be sent to where they're needed most, self-contained and ready to go to work.
They will have medics with them, EMTs, to take care of themselves. They can do hazard fuel reductions, such as cutting trees and brush while they're waiting for a fire assignment. But in all likelihood, they're probably going to be doing initial attack or hotline, working right up against the fire's edge.
The Crew 5 team just returned from another deployment in Oregon 4 days ago. This latest assignment is expected to last 14 days.
Well, we're sticking with a low storm alert for your Sunday evening. Showers and storms have been pretty isolated so far to round out this weekend. We did have a couple of storms try to work off the Catalinas and Rincons over the past couple of hours. You may have caught a quick downpour up toward Oro Valley and the Oracle Junction area, but those are already starting to work off into central portions of Pima County. Cochise County, you've been pretty dry today, drying out from yesterday's storm. You had a lot of rain in Sierra Vista, over an inch there, but pretty quiet today. Looks like we have a couple of storms trying to move toward the Kearney Mammoth area, and you can actually see those on our News 4 Tucson Skynet camera as we take a look outside. But with some of those showers and storms in the area today, those temperatures haven't really been all too bad. Mid-90s for us here in Tucson. Temperatures in Cochise County, low to mid-80s for you. Pretty nice and comfortable there. It's still a little on the muggy side. It looks like that supermoon is a go tonight, rising here in Tucson right around 7:07 p.m. We'll have more details on that coming up here in just a bit. Rebecca.
A developing story now. More U.S. airstrikes over Iraq tonight as the U.S. tries to beat back advancing ISIS forces from the Kurdish region of the country. And as News 4 Tucson's Jennifer Johnson reports, President Obama is getting more criticism for not doing enough to fight the ruthless militants.
The U.S. military has conducted 5 more airstrikes against ISIS militant targets near the Kurdish capital of Erbil, supporting Kurdish forces who battled back and retook control of 2 towns. President Obama says strikes will go on as long as ISIS threatens Americans. The U.S. has a consulate in Erbil. But as the ruthless group tears through the country, some Republicans are blasting the president for not doing enough.
If he does not go on the offensive against ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call these guys, they are coming here. This is just not about Baghdad. This is just not about Syria. It is about our homeland.
Lawmakers from both parties agree that ISIS is a threat, but disagree on what to do.
We need to be certain that what we do has surgical precision to it and a clear goal of success.
From sky, okay? We need army.
Despite pleas from Iraqis for U.S. soldiers to return, President Obama has promised no combat troops on the ground. Of equal concern, the humanitarian crisis on Mount Sinjar, where 40,000 Yazidi people, a persecuted religious sect, have fled to escape ISIS. Today, another airdrop from British forces of water and food to help those desperately trying to stay alive. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
And coming up on News 4 Tucson Live at 5:30, how Interior Secretary Sally Jewell is pushing for more urban parks in Arizona.
And how thousands are keeping their cool after missing out on a world record. Keep it here. News 4 at 5:30. We'll be right back.
First in HD, this is News 4 Tucson.